We all know how there's different kinds of lanterns: will, fear, avarice, etc, etc. What if I told you that recently DC cooked up something good? A brand new lantern corps. Allow me to introduce to you Nathan Boone, otherwise known as the Sorrow Lantern. Nathan's first appearance can be found in the most recent Green Lantern run, specifically in issue 13. Within this series, we learned that Nate was soon to be Carol, i.e. Starfire's husband. But due to how literally ruining his fucking life, I understand this is a valid crash out, I'm not gonna lie. But back to the topic. Thanks to how Jordan ruined his life, his sorrow manifests a new power, transforming Nate into the Sorrow Lantern. And as we learn as issues go on, there is one thing Nate has on his mind: to get revenge on Hal and his ex-fiancée, Starfire. In issue 15, this happens. Sorrow. Carol tries pleading with him. Nate is no longer here. He was weak. Only sorrow remains now. Boom! Sends Carol flying. Do you feel what you have done? The pain of loss and sadness? His passive aura is potent enough to overwhelm Starfire's love. Think about that. Yes, it was the sadness that changed me. When you went back to him, went back to the man that leaves after everything he's done, after all the heartbreak, all the tears, and you still went back to him. Why? I love him! Bro, the metaphors between the powers and their relationship is peak. Starfire again tries to plead, but Nate responds, I can't stop. The world needs to know the sadness I feel. That's not all there is in life, Nate. Love, brother, love. How are you gonna speak to love to the dude you just broke his heart? Boom! I'll never love again. And after I'm done, you won't either. Hal, you better watch your back. The dynamic between sorrow and sadness and love, and the fact that it's his ex. Like I said, the symbolism and metaphor just between the powers and how their relationship coincides with them is peak. And keep in mind, similar to the Butcher, Parallax, and multiple other entities, the first being to be touched by emotion becomes that said entity. So when Nate says this, Nate is no longer here, it's because he is now the entity for sorrow. That's not the end of Nate, because the brand new Fractured Spectrum series shows him off again. Is someone there? If you head to the front desk, someone can assist you. Time to heal. Time for war. Time for sorrow. Buddy's geeked out his mind, I ain't gonna lie to you. Because he is the entity of sorrow, all of that accumulating in the universe is too much for just one singular being. So what he's gonna do is create a power battery, but he needs something. The Book of Oa. After a Green Lantern ceremony practically inaugurated and like bowstring every Green Lantern relevant one, something happens. Guy Gardner gets attacked by sorrow. Don't you feel the pain? The sorrow? Yet another instance of sorrow overwhelming one ability. Guy's will instantly crumbled. And not only Guy's, Hal's as well, as he tries to shoot a beam just for it to deteriorate due to sorrow. You did! It's your fault! You're the reason Carol left me! And after practically handling every relevant Green Lantern on the planet at that time, he goes off with the Book of Oa. He later gets some exposition from Guy that he used to go on a journey to find the Book of Oa, at least read copies of it. He notes that there is multiple copies of it, specifically for each Lantern Corps, and the reason why Sorrow is after them is for the very fact I mentioned earlier, to build a battery. You go to that lizard thing, he's clapped the fuck up, but he's still alive thanks to this dialogue, so he's probably going to be a conduit some way. And it's up to the Green Lanterns to stop him. The potential for Sorrow is out of this world. And I honestly hope that he actually plays a long-term antagonistic role against every Lantern Corps. Because I would love to see how he specifically interacts with others like Larfreeze. If Larfreeze can even feel sorrow, and if he does, is it strong enough? Is his sorrow strong enough to overpower Larfreeze's greed? And the fact that they're both representations of like Soul Lanterns, it would be quite an interesting matchup. If you're not reading Green Lantern, I highly suggest reading. You're going to be missing out on a lot. And again, if you haven't already, make sure to pick up issue 13 because it's a key piece, I'm telling you. Trossus used to be my favorite Lantern, but after his lack of storytelling within the last couple of years, especially in the last 5, Nate is looking very promising to me right now. He might be easily shoehorned into my #1 spot for Lanterns. Let me know what you think.